Center, Goods Cash Saver, Petit Jean Fiber, and by Conway Regional Medical Center and the fine Yellow Jacket Boosters. Live video stream coverage on YouTube and Facebook, brought to you by Petit Jean Fiber, by First Arkansas Bank and Trust, by H&H Sports Bar and Grill, and by your local Farm Bureau Insurance. And the player of each game brought to you by First Arkansas Bank and Trust in Clinton. Now, let's join our announcer for today's game, KHPQ and KGFL sports announcer Mike Hawley, and technical engineering by Keith Parrish. Let's switch now to the diamond for the Yellow Jackets on KGFL 94.7 and 97.3.
Hey, Mike Hawley, we're already underway here at the ballpark in Clinton. It's Quitman and Clinton this afternoon. Second time these two teams have played this year, and Sarah Parrish on the hill, and she struck out J.C. Hartle to open the ball game. So there's nobody on, one out. Madison Jackson at the plate for Quitman. Got glad to have Boji Hester with us today, and Keith Parrish back in the studio running the board.
Yeah, I hope we put it in play a little better than we did against Morrilton last week, but I bet we will. The pitching was decent was good. We just need to be able to put it in play today.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Jackson. She fouls it back, count even 2-2. And Boji joined us Friday in that loss, 11-0 loss to Morrilton on Friday. Both teams were tied for first place in the conference. His old running buddy H.C. Wallace walked by and told us that Boji jinxed us the other day. his first game of the year, we got beat 11-0.
Yeah, I think he's saying if we get beat again today, I'm not to come back anymore.
Counts 2-2 as she fouls it back. For equipment, it'll be J.C. Hartle, Madison Jackson, Cody Rhodes, Emerson Rivali, Mackenzie Jackson, Alex Johnson, Kendall Cullum, Avery Ivy, and Alyssa Williams in the lineup today for equipment, and also Kendall Hall is being hit for. She's the left fielder. And a tapper to second. There is Dixie Newton over to first for the out. 2 up and 2 down for equipment in the first.
That's a lot better start off than we had against Morrilton. Well, Morrilton got up there and swung the bat. I don't know that they took a strike all day. If it was close, they hit it.
Yeah, Morrilton did not have one strikeout in the game. They had about 5 hits with 2 outs that were real killers during the ball game. Game was 2-0 in the first, and then they got 3 2-out hits in the second and led 7-0 in that one. Jackets will get a rematch in 2 weeks at Morrilton. Here's the pitch and line drive base hit, left center field. Lashley will have to play it backhanded. He gets away from her, and the runner hits for second. And she'll be there with 2 outs. That might have been a double anyway. Caitlin had to go a long ways into left center field, and the ball came up off her glove. She had to run it down. Cody Rhodes with a 2-out double.
Yeah, she cut it off, but it'd taken a really good throw to turn around and throw her out at second.
Emerson Rivali is the hitter. She's the pitcher in the dirt and hits her on the foot, and the runners will stay at second. First and second now, 2 outs.
Maybe we'll bounce back like the Razorbacks did this weekend.
Well, the people thought the Razorbacks were left for dead, and they go down and sweep Alabama, who had won like 18 games in a row, I think, at home. Dave Van Horn.
He's not afraid to move players around and see if he can get somebody in the lineup that'll hit.
He definitely brought the Razorbacks back to life this weekend. Pop fly behind home plate. Kaylee Castle is there. And that'll end the inning. Equipment leaves 2. We head to the bottom of the first. No score. Equipment and Clinton listen to Yellow Jacket softball on the trip. 94.7.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Steve Good at Goods Cash Saver says you can learn a lot about life by playing sports. You may never be the biggest or the fastest, but you can always try to be the very best and give 100%. And that's what they do every day at Goods Cash Saver. Even though they don't have the biggest building, they try to have every item that you might need in groceries. They also overachieve every day in their meat department. So when you're looking for a place to shop, give Goods Cash Saver a try. A supermarket that cares about you and your community and says, go Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets come to bat in the bottom of the first. No score as Sarah Parrish works around a two-out double and a hit batter to retire the Bulldogs. Lineup today for the Yellow Jackets. Lexi Wallace leading off, playing shortstop. Riley Van batting second. She's in left field. Kaylee Castle batting third. She's the catcher. Olivia Johnson, the cleanup hitter today. She's in left field. Sarah Parrish on the mound today, batting fifth. Dixie Newland batting sixth this afternoon, playing second base. Batting second is the freshman Cadence Warren, playing first base. New to the lineup this afternoon, batting eighth in right field, freshman Daisy Newland. And batting ninth and playing center field, Kaylin Lastly. So it'll be Wallace, Van, and Castle, Johnson, Parrish, and Newland. That's Dixie. And then Warner, Daisy Newland, and Kaylin Lastly. These two teams played about a month ago. And Boji, glad you missed that one. It was 37 degrees and the wind blowing the first time these two teams played. And Coach Post, who's wearing shorts and a T-shirt today, looked like an Eskimo that day, coaching first base. But the Jackets came back to win that one 15-14. It was a long game on a cold day. First pitch is a strike to Lexi. That game was on March the 16th. Shows bunt, misses. Now she's in the hole 0-2. Now, Quitman had just come out of a state basketball tournament just a few days before that. And the playing got real good. Clinton jumped out to a 3-0 lead in that one. And then Quitman batted around, led 5-3. Clinton came back, took a 6-5 lead. And then Quitman led 10-6. Pitch is high for a ball. The Jackets scored 6 runs to lead 12-10. And they went into the bottom of the 7th, leading 15-12. Quitman scored 2 runs and had first and second, no outs, and then a ground ball to second, a fly ball to right field, and a strikeout, and the game was over after all that, after 29 runs. 2-2 on Wallace. Here's the pitch. And fly ball short left field, may drop, and it does for a leadoff hit for the Jackets. As Lexi Wallace leads off with a hit.
Yeah, you talking about that ball game earlier. You go 7 innings and everything's just tense. And all of a sudden, maybe 3 pitches later, the game's over. Fly ball, ground balls, boom, boom, game's over. Yeah.
Wind was blowing out that day. Pretty short field and left. I know the Yellow Jackets, I think, had 3 homers that day. Pitch bunt by Van. Perfect bunt, maybe close at first, and she is safe at first. And it's now Wallace is hung up between second and third. Now she heads for third, and she is out there. And Van ends up at second. Lexi tried to go from first to third. Van beat the throw to first, but then the first baseman ran across the diamond, and Wallace had to try to break for third, and she was thrown out there. So Jackets do pick up 1 base. They get a runner at second, but now there's 1 out. Van gets a hit on that. And the play goes 3-5. Lexi's out there. Sarah Parrish hit her first and only so far Clinton Yellow Jacket home run that day. Olivia Johnson had a home run. And this girl, Kaylee Castle, hit one out of sight that day at Quitman. And she fouls the first one.
Did she hit one to the wall last week, or was that?
Yeah, they caught up against the fence on Friday with the rain coming down.
Yeah.
So didn't get any carry. She almost hit it out of here.
I couldn't remember her or Riley Van, but I knew one of them hit it long ways.
Still looking for the first out of the park homer in this field. Fly ball, short center field. Shortstop goes back at the edge of the grass and makes the play. And there's 2 outs here in the Clinton first.
That ball got in on her hands. She'd been a little quicker. That'd been in the gap.
Yeah, kind of jammed her, got inside on her. We've been seeing several pitchers trying to pitch her inside. They know about her power. Olivia Johnson with a chance to put the Jackets in the lead. Change up low for a ball.
Yeah, those kids that have a little pop in their bat, you don't want to let them get their arms extended. We got a chance to drive in one here, though.
Riley Van at second. There's 2 outs. We're scoreless in the first. Here's the pitch. And a strike on the outside corner. And already the strike zone is much bigger than what we saw Friday. And that game against Morrilton, it was really tight for both teams.
I didn't know we had a baseball game over here going on behind us.
Baseball got moved from Wonderview to here today. I'm not sure the reason. Maybe field conditions, not sure. It's also senior day for baseball today. And we'll have senior day, I believe, here Thursday as Batesville comes to town for softball. Our next broadcast tomorrow will be on the road at CAC at a key conference doubleheader for the boys at Central Arkansas Christian tomorrow. Here's the pitch. Change up, back up the middle, base hit. Van makes the turn at third. Here's the throw to the plate, and she is safe standing up. And now Johnson goes for second on the throw to the plate, and she's safe there. Jackets lead 1-0. And finally, 2 out hits for the Jackets. We've been looking for those all season long. Good base running by Van. She broke on the hit. And good base running by Johnson. She took second on the throw to the plate.
She had to pause. I was watching her. She had to pause a little bit to see if the cutoff was going to cut that.
Sarah Parrish fly ball left field. Left fielder coming in makes the play. That'll end the inning. But the Jackets pick up a run on 2 hits. The big hit was an Olivia Johnson 2-out single. They leave 1. We head to the second. It's Clinton 1, Quitman nothing. Listen to Yellow Jacket softball on the trip. 94.7.
At Ozark Health in Clinton, Arkansas, we're more than a hospital. We're neighbors helping neighbors. Here you'll find the close-knit feel of a small town with the dedication and resources to deliver exceptional care. If you're looking for a place where your work truly matters, join us. Ozark Health is hiring, and we'd love to meet you. Apply today at ozarkhealth.net. We're more than a hospital. We're neighbors helping neighbors.
Clay, I always ask, how's the car business?
Well, the car business has been like other things. It's been tough lately, and we've had to make some real hard adjustments. We've had to look at our interior costs and make sure that we're doing the things that are the most effective for our business to be the best service for our customers. We even are lowering prices in some cases, where in most industries they've tried to raise prices to keep up with the inflation. We've tried to lower ours to be more attractive to our customers and just be an overall help to the community.
Your hometown dealer, Clay Maxey Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Clinton.
And we head to the second. Jackets leading 1-0 against a really good Class 2A team, but they'll be Class 3A next year in Quitman, and the Yellow Jackets will be in Class 3A next year, and this will more than likely be a conference game next season. We won't know until the season's over, but it usually pretty well lines up same as the basketball conferences. This second inning brought to you by Ozark Mountain Realty. Philip Jones and the crew over there also has offices in Fairfield Bay. Philip Jones, nobody knows the market better than Philip, a second-generation realtor at Ozark Mountain Real Estate. And Sarah Parrish opens the second inning with a swing and a miss. Alex Johnson, the right fielder, leading off. It'll be Johnson, Cullum, and Ivy. Anybody gets on Williams. Parrish retired the first 2 in the first, then gave up a double and a hit batter, then came back to retire Mackenzie Jackson on a foul pop, leaving the 2 runners stranded. Parrish winds and fires, and foul back. Count now even 1-1. Phillip Jones, give him a call if you got something to sell. Or if you're looking for something, he can probably find it for you. And Boji, by the way, Phillip Jones is he's the president of the Arkansas Realtors Association for the whole state of Arkansas. So you can have the big man handling your property. Phillip Jones, Arkansas Mountain Real Estate.
You know, I was watching just a couple of innings of college softball Saturday. Boy, I tell you what, you got to be quick if you're going to get anybody out in that league. Balls hit on the ground. You don't.
Ground ball up the middle. Wallace grabs it, throw to first for the out.
Just like that.
And that's how the second inning starts as Johnson grounds out the shortstop.
Yeah, Lexi could be a prototypical shortstop in the next level. You know, she's quick, got good arm.
Yeah,
catches everything close to her.
She has that look of a middle infielder.
She does.
Kendall Cullum's the hitter. She is the catcher. Here's the pitch from Parrish, and line drive base hit left field. Johnson will get it back in, and that'll be the second hit of the game for the Lady Bulldogs.
Just about a glove length above Riley Van there at third base.
And that'll bring in the 8th place hitter, Avery Ivy. Ivy's the third baseman. Runner at first, one out. Here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. We've been in clouds. We've been in sunshine. We've had a few raindrops. Now it's partly cloudy. I told somebody every game I come to with sunglasses on, before it's over, something happens. I need regular glasses on. It's either got cloudy or we've played 3 hours and it's dark. Pitch is high for a ball. Now 2-0. Van at third. Wallace at short. Newland, that's Dixie over at second. Warren at first. Castle behind the plate. Johnson, Lastly, and Daisy Newland from left to right in the outfield. Here's the wind in the pitch. It's in the dirt, blocked by Castle. Count now 2-0, and Parrish would like to have a new softball.
Defense is pretty well straight away. We got a little bit of gap in the right center.
Here's the 3-0, and it's a strike. Let's see if Parrish can battle back here. Here's the 3-1, and pop fly foul. Castle gives it a look, but it goes out of play. And a count now 3-2. Runner at first, one out. Jackets leading 1-0. Van and Warren guarding the lines. Here comes the 3-2 payoff pitch. Fly ball foul down the left field line. We'll do it again.
You know, when Parrish wanted a new softball out there, I read a story about Gavin when he used to pitch for, is it Lanham?
Oh, Tom Glavin.
Tom Glavin?
Yep.
The umpires said one time on a book.
Here's the 3-2, foul back again.
This was back before they changed every time the ball was pitched.
Yep.
But he said Gavin threw a ball in. He said, umpire said, I looked at it, wasn't anything wrong with it, put it in my pouch. Next batter or two said, I threw it back out there, threw it up again. He said, we played that whole game for 7 innings. He never did throw that pitch, throw that baseball.
Pop fly foul. Castle near the fence, and it hits right on top of the chain link and ricochets into the crowd.
And Sarah Wallace makes an E.
Sarah Wallace tried to make the catch. And Hayes comes over to check, see if she's okay. Count stays 3-2. Here's the pitch. And it's high, ball 4. And there's 2 on with 1 out.
Sarah, we gave you an E.
That's true. Hazel's coming to check on you, though.
Never got to force it any base. Is this the 9th place hitter?
9th place hitter, Alyssa Williams. Here's the pitch. Strike called. First and second, 1 out. Jackets lead 1-0. Jackets would like to turn 2 here. Maybe a pop-up, maybe a strikeout. Top of the order on deck. Here's the pitch. And foul back. Now, Williams the whole 0-2, and now Parrish would really like to go for the strikeout. Flag's not moving much out there, but we can feel the wind. I think we're down in the it's almost like a canyon we're down in here. It's kind of swirls as it comes down the river.
Yeah, last Friday it was blowing hard.
Parrish with the 0-2. And off the handle to the shortstop on 1 hop. Out at third. No throw across the diamond. But there will be 2 outs. I think the runner at second was going to take off yet. I had to make sure Wallace didn't catch it in the air. She had to short hop it. Went over to third to get the out. And now it's first and second, 2 outs, but we're back to the top of the order. Williams reaches on a fielder's choice. Cullums is out at third. J.C. Hartle, the hitter. She struck out her first time up.
Yeah, Lexley was about 1/2 step, a little bit short on that. And the runner was in no man's land. You can't take off because you